Welcome to Gun News Review. The NRA has launched a nationwide ad campaign urging confirmation of President Trump's Supreme Court pick, Brett Kavanaugh. The organization is also concentrating on 5 regional areas where they are targeting senators who are considered potential swing votes. The NRA says it strongly supports Kavanaugh's confirmation to the U.S. Supreme Court because he will protect our constitutional right to keep and bear arms. And it says it's critical that all pro-Second Amendment voters urge their senators to confirm Judge Kavanaugh.
4 liberals on the Supreme Court would take away your right to self-defense.
What does the Second Amendment mean to you? It's not the right of an individual to keep a gun next to his bed.
4 liberal justices oppose your right to self-defense. 4 justices support your right to self-defense. President Trump chose Brett Kavanaugh to break the tie. Your right to self-defense depends on this vote. Tell your senator, defend our right to self-defense. Confirmed, Judge Kavanaugh.
Gun control groups say Kavanaugh's views on the Second Amendment are extreme and aligned with the gun lobby. The Brady Center to Prevent Gun Violence has issued its own ad campaign that it says is an effort to find common ground in a country divided on the issue of gun control. The campaign will air as public service announcements facilitated by the Ad Council. It aims to make the term family fire a household word as it describes accidental shootings of children and other family members. The Brady Center says rather than mudslinging and name-calling, it's focusing on how we can act to keep kids alive, and that might open the door to more discussion about how to end gun violence.
It's not. I keep the bullets.
And the boots with the red laces and the chest beside the bed, I haven't found them yet, but I'm sure I can. You always told me to be curious. Remember when I found my Christmas gift? I'm a good climber, you know.
No, that's not what I meant.
The campaign is composed of at least a year's worth of End Family Fire TV, digital, and online ads. Gun control supporters are hailing this year as a success, saying that states have enacted 50 new laws, ranging from banning bump stocks to allowing authorities to temporarily disarm potentially violent people. The Giffords Law Center says the laws are the result of the Parkland, Florida shooting, where 17 people died in February. The Giffords Center says legislators are starting to realize that mass shootings can happen in their state any time, and they don't want to be in a position that this kind of thing can happen in their state at all. Democratic lawmakers continue to speak out against what they believe are the remarkable dangers of 3D printed guns, saying software files for their manufacture should be illegal. But gun supporters say most of the hysteria is filled with misinformation, and the lawmakers speaking out against the so-called 3D guns are ignorant of the facts. One of the outspoken critics of the guns is Democratic Senator Ed Markey, who made this statement at a press conference.
In a world where a 3D printer cartridge has become as deadly as a gun cartridge. And that's because these downloadable firearms are available even to those who could not pass a background check. It's the ultimate gun loophole.
The Massachusetts senator said the online availability of downloadable firearms is a public safety crisis. Many gun owners remember a similar debate in the 1980s over Glock handguns when many gun critics feared Glocks would pass through metal detectors, not realizing that the handguns have many metal components, including the barrel and slide. The state of Vermont is asking a judge to toss out a lawsuit brought by sportsman groups and firearms dealers challenging a law passed earlier this year on magazine capacity. Vermont Solicitor General Benjamin Battles, in a motion to dismiss the lawsuit, wrote that courts around the country repeatedly have refused to find this right under the Second Amendment or parallel provisions in other state constitutions. An attorney for the plaintiffs said that he and his legal team will likely file a response to the state's motion before an expected hearing, in which both sides will present arguments before a judge who will issue a ruling. You're listening to Gun News Review. A Texas couple who survived the Sutherland Springs church massacre last year have sued the sporting goods store that sold the gunman the firearm used in the shooting. Roseanne Solis and Joaquin Ramirez sued Academy Sports and Outdoors for selling the shooter a Ruger AR-556 with 30-round magazines. The gun and magazines are legal in Texas, but the lawsuit says the killer was a resident of Colorado, where magazines with a capacity of over 15 rounds are illegal. The lawsuit says that a Texas gun dealer cannot sell a firearm and deliver that firearm to a citizen of another state if that sale would not be legal in the purchaser's state of residence. The couple, who were both shot, accuse Academy of gross negligence and seek damages of more than $1 million each. Also in Texas, state senators are recommending funding to train and arm school personnel. A special Senate panel on school violence urged the state to provide more mental health resources to students and expanding mental health training for school staff who interact with students. As expected, the report by the select group of senators also pushed for a hardening of campuses, with more funding for metal detectors, as well as the legislature examining whether to update school building codes. The panel did not endorse extreme risk protective orders that advocates say could help prevent more school shootings. In Norfolk, Arkansas, the school district has taken steps to improve security, including arming 6 people. The district sent surveys to parents outlining potential steps the district could take to improve security for students and personnel. The results indicated those who responded to the survey were 80% in favor of arming district personnel. The district says that besides teachers, administrators, transportation, maintenance, and other personnel may be armed. Teachers will have their bullet-resistant vests and pistols locked in a safe in their classrooms. The only 2 people on the district's campus who will openly carry pistols are the school resource officers. And despite having some of the most restrictive gun laws in the country, the California shooting industry continues to grow. And to accommodate that growth, the state's largest outdoor shooting facility is now open. The California Tactical Academy, a 1,500-acre playground for all things shooting-related, recently opened in Piru, California, about 40 miles northwest of downtown L.A. The Academy says finding the space in such a central and convenient location was quite difficult. At the facility, there are 50 licensed shooting ranges, along with a variety of activities, including a number of training courses from beginner to expert. You've been listening to Gun News Review, comprehensive and concise.